I was on a motorcycle ride with 30 other riders. We were riding from San Diego to New York City. We got to Dodge City, Kansas. We had gone 1,500 miles, and all of a sudden I see a new rider had joined us. I'd never seen this guy before. So I asked Rob, I said, where did he come from? He said, we were filling up our tanks at the gas station, and we saw Yermo there. He's filling up his motorcycle. And I asked him where he was headed. He's going from Baltimore to San Francisco. Why is he making a 1,500-mile detour to New York? And Rob said, because when I asked him if he wanted to go with us, he said yes. And he said yes is when the magic happens.
My name's Gary McKechnie, and I help people and businesses understand and embrace new possibilities.
He was absolutely right. Yes opens up every possibility. Every possibility. When you say no, you shut everything down. So you have to think about that in your personal life, but also think about it in relationship to your team. Are you giving your team members reasons enough to say yes? Because once you do, you're going to be amazed at what they can create.
Throughout my career, I've pursued different possibilities, from being a bed and breakfast owner to starting nonprofits to writing books about motorcycle touring across America to running for office. And I found that by pursuing possibilities, especially when something scares you and you can turn that anxiety and apprehension into adrenaline and energy, it can benefit you, whether on a personal basis or in a career.
I got a call from the manager of an Orlando shopping mall. She wanted to talk to me about creating some ads. And I thought, great. And then she tells me what the ads are for. They're going to go inside the ladies' bathroom stall doors. Her idea is that when they went inside, closed the door, and sat down, they'd be a captive audience. And with nothing else to do, with almost nothing else to do, they'd have to read my ad. She's excited about this. For me, the room is starting to spin. I wanted to be an author, and now she had reduced me to ladies' bathroom stall writer. But I was a professional about it. I was a professional. I created some pretty good ads. One of them said, didn't mean to catch you with your pants down, but did you know there's a sale at Sears? You know, it's a pretty good ad, but it was a pretty bad road I was on.
Every phase of my life has been a transition, so I've been speaking for nearly 40 years to different types of groups, and it's always about possibilities and about change and about being able to go from one part of your life to the next and not fearing that, and using that fear and anxiety more as a power source.
The road wasn't lining up with what I wanted for my life. I had to change directions. I had to shift gears. And it's hard to change directions, but if you're going the wrong way in your personal life or your career or with your business, it's never too late to stop, change directions, shift gears, and go off toward new possibilities. But a lot of times we'll just sort of stay in our same place because we're scared to move forward. We'll say, we'll start to make excuses. We'll say, I don't have the training, I don't have the education, I don't have the funds. Sometimes people say, I'm just too old.
There are new ways of thinking, new ways to look at possibilities. And once you realize that it's okay to change, that you can shift gears and go in a new direction, all of a sudden the team is energized because they can see new revenue streams, they can see new outcomes, they can see new ways of tackling a problem. And all of that leads to a bottom line increase.
But I'll tell you something, when you start to challenge yourself, all of a sudden, you elevate yourself. Remember that first job I had? That job I told you about? The bathroom stall writer? Well, a few months later, I'm on a motorcycle. I'm riding across Montana. I'm looking through the windshield down at the road ahead. I'm looking at the big sky overhead. And as I'm riding along, I'm thinking, I wonder what I'd be doing right now if I were back home at work. And then all of a sudden, it struck me. I was at work. I was writing a book about touring America on a motorcycle. The motorcycle was my desk chair. America was my office. Because I had demanded more of myself, because I had shifted gears, I was off on a new direction. And as I'm looking down the road ahead, here's what I saw. I saw a road that every one of us is on. It's a one-way trip. We're all headed in the same direction. And at the end of the road, you know what you're going to find? You're going to find millions of people who all want the same thing. They all want more time. More time to achieve that one more thing that they never accomplished. One more painting they'd like to paint, one more place they'd like to visit, one more person they want to call and say, I love you. That's what they want. And you've got that time. Every one of us here has that gift of time. So think about that place you want to go, that promotion you want to get, that business you want to start, that person you want to call. You have that precious gift of time, and it's up to you what you do with it.